Flirting can be tricky, but with some knowledge and practice, you can learn how to flirt with men and get them interested in you faster than you expected. If you wish you could flirt with men with confidence and sex appeal, or maybe you tried to flirt in the past and had a bad experience, and you want to know the rules to the flirting game, well ladies, look no further, you are in luck. We've got you completely covered in today's video. And if understanding more about how the dating world works is something that interests you, we post weekly videos packed full of content, so consider subscribing. Ladies, as you watch this video, bear in mind that while we're giving you lots of tips, you don't have to use them all. Just pick out the ones that you think might work for you. I've had women ask me questions like, how can I flirt with my guy friend who I think likes me without our other friends noticing? Or how can I flirt with a man without coming on too strong? Or even, I want to flirt more with my husband, but I'm not sure how without it seeming awkward. Now, the very first thing to keep in mind and feel comforted in knowing is that most men love to be flirted with. You might think that men are aloof when it comes to women flirting with them, but they really do like to be the object of a female's attention, even if they act slightly awkward at first, as some men don't always know exactly how to flirt back. Now, after flirting with a guy a few times, you should be able to tell if he wants to engage in the flirting dance. And if he doesn't bite the bait, then you need to accept that he's probably just not that into you, or he may already have a partner. Even men who are in committed relationships will probably engage in harmless flirting. And by the way, if a man doesn't return your flirting dance after a few attempts, believe me, you've probably still made his day. Everyone loves to feel desirable, and your flirting, assuming you're not taking it too far, is a great gift to give to any man. Here are your 6 tips. Number 1, keep it simple. So if you see a guy somewhere that you really want to engage with, don't make it complicated. You don't have to have a rehearsed version of your flirting mantra or pressure yourself to be, the flirt of the year. Just relax, go over to the man, smile and say hello. That is the simplest thing that you can do to begin, and then take it from there. If you don't at least do that, you may lose your chance of meeting a really great guy. So when you approach him, be sure to make eye contact. And if you can work those eyes in your favor, feel free. Say hello and introduce yourself. Most men will be flattered that you had the guts to approach them and will at least offer you a few minutes of their time. Sometimes a better icebreaker than hello can be to ask his opinion on something. For instance, you could tell him that you're trying out a new perfume, then get him to smell your neck and ask for his male opinion. Number 2, men like a little teasing. Let's say the guy that you like is shooting darts with a buddy. You could always approach him and say something like, looks like you need a little help with your aim there. Let me show you how it's done. Look him in the eye and give him a smile. It's not overboard, but it is giving him a bit of a tease. Chances are he'll like it because cute little insults like that act as endearing teases as well. Say something like, I heard you were a real gentleman, but I don't know, you might have to prove it to me. Guys like it when women pick on them, but be careful not to actually insult them. If he's engaging in flirting with you, then things can naturally escalate and he'll feel very masculine that he's drawn out your more flirtatious side. An interesting quote made by psychologist Dr. Monica Moore was, women are more likely to attract the man if they send out several flirtatious signals rather than relying on a single move. Number 3, break the touch barrier. The best and most natural kinds of flirting occurs after that touch barrier is broken. Things come a lot more naturally after that, as the man feels very comfortable with flirting back if he knows you're comfortable touching him. Here are great ways to break the touch barrier. Touching his hand or knee during a conversation for emphasis. He won't know for sure if you're flirting or not, but it's a hugely effective way to break that touch barrier and warm things up for future flirting. In a noisy environment, put your hand on his shoulder and lean in close to talk into his ear. This is where it pays to have some nice perfume and great breath. Lead him across the room by taking his hand. This comes more naturally in a drinking environment, such as a bar, where you can say, hey, let's go over here where it's easier to hear each other. Or, I'm just going to get a drink, come with me so we can keep chatting. Or you could even lead him to the dance floor. Hug him when you see him or when he leaves. Obviously, that's more appropriate if he's a good friend already or you're among other good friends when meeting. Gently brush up against a guy or lightly touch his arm to let him know that your interest is great. But be careful not to overdo it. Leaning in closely for a gentle touch is plenty. This will let your guy know you're considering him. So after dating in the beginning, you may want to try and push the barriers a little further. If you're already with him, then you obviously can do some really fun things like stealthily putting your hand on his butt when you're in a crowded situation, while making sure no one else notices. Or catch him off guard and pull him in for a deep kiss when he's not expecting it. If you're already with this guy, then try and send seductive text messages that make him realize you have booty on the brain. Give him something to look forward to when he gets home. Keep in mind with these text messages, it's better to leave a little to the imagination rather than being too graphic. Number 4, tell him he looks good. Many guys like to stay in shape, so if you let him know that you think his physique looks good, he'll definitely appreciate it and think you're interested in him. You can ask him about his workout regime, stating you notice his muscles are really tight. Gently touch his biceps and comment on how much you love them. Tell him you appreciate a guy who takes care of himself and would love to see him in a swimsuit. Have fun with it and feel free to flirt in this way. Number 5, making sure others don't notice. The easiest way to make sure others don't notice is to flirt a little with everyone, although just slightly risque. That way it doesn't look like it's only for that one guy. Flirting doesn't always have to be sexual or with someone you're interested in. Sometimes it can just be a matter of being comfortable, joking around and breaking that touch barrier a little with everyone. But don't overdo it. You may be surprised that a lot of things you do to flirt won't get noticed by others. Or even if they do, you need to carry with you a so what kind of attitude. You have one life, and if keeping your inner flirt locked up in a box isn't the way you want to spend the rest of it, then perhaps it's time to unleash a new version of yourself. Really though, people notice a lot less than you give them credit for, particularly if you're only starting off with subtle flirting and waiting for him to respond before escalating anything. Number 6, watch romance movies. If you want to witness some pretty good flirting, rent out some romantic movies or hit up Netflix and watch how the women flirt with the guys. You can probably learn a lot of what to do and what not to do while enjoying some really good movies. Experiment with it and enjoy yourself whilst taking an interest in the men you find appealing. Thank you ladies for watching. As always, we are curious to know which of these tips you utilize, or even better, if you've got something completely different that works for you, we'd love to know. Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe. You can also visit our website for more and sign up for our newsletter. Until next time.